Hey, welcome to another episode of Beers, Jack of Barbecue. Check out the tomahawks we cooked on the S&S Master Kettle. Hey, I'm Craig. Man behind the camera's Jack. Here are tomahawks. If you follow our channel, you're thinking, oh, we got something new. We don't. We got something new, though. It's pretty cool. We did a few steaks with Pat LaFrieda, and it's just really high-end, amazing flavor steaks. I actually cooked them for Mother's Day, and then I just cooked them for Father's Day. And they just turn out great. My wife thinks they're the best filet she's ever had. They had a little special Father's Day, but it wasn't really special. It was expensive, but I don't know if you can see this. I had to look where the camera was. Got Beersjackofbbq engraved in the bone. Little, like, expensive to do this, but it was like, hey, let's have a fun time. We haven't cooked a tomahawk like this in a while. And then we have a Wagyu one here, so we'll actually do a little comparison, because this is just considered prime. But they have some of the best steak there is from Pat LaFrieda. Again, we have no affiliate with any of these companies that we're working with right now. We bought them all. Also have a nice Dogfish 120. So we're gonna reverse sear them. I got the Meat Stick Duo 5 in there. Now we do work with them. Gonna warm them up to like our normal 80, normal 110, 115 and start searing them off. That's gonna be the cook. We'll compare them at the end, but you can tell this one's, the Pat LaFrieda is fresh, never frozen. These were frozen before, so kind of go that way. And I did salt brine in 24 hours in advance. So let's get them on the grill. All right, let's get them on the grill. All right, bring it back as these get to about 80 degrees. Actually, I don't know if that'll catch that little Beersjackofbbq there. All right, so we got one that reached 80 and the other one's far off. So I'm not sure why, but we'll flip them anyway. Do some making sure that things are right. I got some of my grill kind of dropping some presents for us here. And we'll keep monitoring. Worst case scenario, this one, I don't think it was frozen when I had it out for 3 days. But this one here has got it up there pretty quick. Worst case scenario, I'll pull that one off and then let this one catch up before we do the searing. So bring it back when we get towards that 110, 115 mark. All right, so the one just hit 115, so I want to just double check I got things right. I'll try to get I'm a little low yet, so I'm not sure where I'm hitting this tip in, but same 115 reading I'm getting. So that's where it is, the end of the tip there. I'm gonna let it go and bring it up to, you know what, I'm gonna pull it off. I'll get there on the searing. But the other one is only showing like in the 90s. It is a little bit fatter. And I may have that positioned really well for that probe. So I'm just gonna flip it around just to promote some even cooking on this thing. And we'll pull that at 115 as well. I'm gonna let this other one hang out and we'll bring it back then. All right, so the other one just hit 115. Gonna pull that off. And we'll set the grill up for searing. See you when we start searing. This is the Wagyu one, and this is the Pat LaFrieda one. Do our normal minute aside scenarios. There we got a minute. I'll let the flames calm down there a little bit. But boy, it looks nice. All right, just about a minute. This one might be on the done side, I think, because that doesn't get much nicer looking than that. And that one there, I think, is going to get a little bit more on this side and is going to be done. So this one's coming off. This is the Wagyu one. So it look like here. A little bit more of the fat on that edge is already crispy on that one. Just trying to get picky with the one edge that needs a little bit of sear there yet. Try to show it with the Beersjackofbbq logo on there. Looks good to me. Coming off. Let's see you on the cutting board. As always, cheers. And make sure I got a big slug of the 120 minute. Been a little bit since I had one. Those are good. So here we are, end of the cook. The Pat LaFrieda steak, got a nice little name in there, showed up pretty good after the searing and the cooking. A Wagyu Tomahawk back here. This one got to 115 pretty fast, it seemed like. This was like 20 some degrees behind. I don't know if I was partially frozen in the middle, which I didn't think it was, never checked it, but took a little bit longer. We pulled this one off, I think it rose to 117, and then it sat there for the longest time, 116. This one here, pull at 115, it rose into like the 128 area before it started going backwards. Searing them, this one kind of held its own, and then this one started rising. So I think we finished it right about 132 for each of them. I'm going to cut into both of them, take a piece off them to taste them, but it's tender, that's for sure. And we got a pretty nice medium rare, almost edge to edge there. Let me get my taste here. I'm gonna save that so I'm not a this is the Wagyu one. Nice crunchy edge there. Looks like this side's a little bit further done, but it's a nice medium rare there. Take a section off of this. Yep, that was that's why it's done more there. That was a very fatty section there. Let me try to get a better piece here. Try the Wagyu one first. Yeah, there's no complaining eating a Wagyu Tomahawk there, but now I want to try the Pat LaFrieda because I said this beef has been outstanding. Wow, a little bit different flavors. The Wagyu has a different, you know, maybe funkier flavor, I guess you'd say, for the Wagyu side of it. This one, a nice char on that edge, just perfect. Like I said, not complaining about either one we're going to eat today. So we did think of a reason to have tomahawks, so we'll celebrate our 250th July 4th anniversary thing with having a tomahawk. Jack and I can come up with any excuse we can to eat a tomahawk. So hopefully like what we're seeing, subscribe to the channel, click the bell to get notifications, and we'll see you next time.